Do you want to be the very best?
No.
Oh, well, okay. Podcast.
We'll just end it there. It's like, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Welcome, Jack, to the After Raid Hours.
Yeah.
Illustrious hosts, JackJack 1620.
Hello.
The God.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Man, the myth, the legend. And even the legend sounds a little small for your stature, your being.
I wish.
You're too great for that.
Oh, you're too nice.
And JayTi7N.
Yes.
The guy that plays casually. He's kind of like a ghost.
You are a ghost. Don't be a ghost.
There was like a list of stuff I saw recently, and it was like, what are the Pokemon Go stereotypes? And there was one that was like the casual that gets like randomly decent luck for like opens the game once a week or whatever, gets the shiny he wants,
and then just checks out. Is that you now?
That's pretty much me.
Horrible.
The one that I was like kind of fit you is like it said the pro Pokemon Go player, so it's like has multiple accounts.
Yes, my orphanage.
Being able to grind X amount of time at any minute, like 10 hours a day is a small grind for you. Things like that. I was just laughing at that. And there's a few others. If I can find that post, we can go over. But how's it going?
It's good. I'm glad the Regidraco Elite Raid day is over. That was a mixed bag. I definitely want to thank the players that came out and that coordinated on Discord and did the whole Discord thing. Thank you so much for doing that, because Facebook, from what I saw the day of, to me just looked like a shit show. I don't like coordinating on Facebook when it comes to like rating it specifically.
Right. I think Discord's a stronger tool.
Yes. And so the people who utilize it, thank you so very much. Our 11 a.m. raid was, I feel like, one of the best ones I've been a part of. And that's pretty strong, all things considered, because we only spoke for like 10 minutes in person of like, hey, by the way, we're going to do this as soon as this raid starts, or we take off, we do this. And people just got it. And they were vibing. So I thank you.
I was watching from afar, so I had a bunch of like furniture moving and stuff that was happening like all Saturday. So I was pretty booked. Got a new king bed that I can fit in. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
But anyway, so by Saturday, I ended up being booked. That's why I wasn't out at any of the raids, because I was just literally, they were like, oh, your window's going to be from like 10 in the morning to 6 p.m. And I was like, well,
that is the whole day.
And I was like, okay, well, let me know when. And so I had to be available for that. And then so in the meantime, was doing moving stuff and getting stuff into a unit. Anyway, point is, I was watching from afar. I was looking at the Discord, and I was really impressed, like you said, with everyone coordinating. So again, shouts to you guys in Aurora Masters. I know there's still a few people playing pretty regularly. I know it's kind of died down a little bit, and we're trying our best to try to get it back up to keep a strong
pre-COVID numbers.
Maybe not pre-COVID numbers. I mean, that'd be nice, but essentially the idea is that you guys still feel like you're part of a really good community, and I think we do have especially the bones for that. So I was really impressed, because I was looking at other accounts of the Regidraco raids around the world, and it was not as nice for a lot of other people.
Yes.
Being able to have a decent amount of people to raid with and coordinate those, massive. Some people were like, oh, we had 6 people in there, couldn't even fight it, or 5 people in a raid, couldn't finish it off or anything like that. Or once they did, there was a lot of issues where it was like really hard to catch, like it was too far away, and people were just dropping balls and stuff like that, so it was like hard to adjust to, and then it would,
which is wild.
Yeah, but either way, that, and it's like, again, it's Pokemon Go, or Niantic is like, yo, we want you to do in-person raids, and we thought maybe because
we've been preaching that for quite some time, like they're going to be making that shift.
Well, and
so people just weren't listening to us.
It's true.
But the people that were knew. They're just like, they talked about this.
We knew,
they foretold.
We knew this was what they wanted, but like essentially, we thought that if they really want to push that, we figured maybe they would spend some time and effort into making it a better experience. The rates, like Regidraco being like, this is the first and only time you can catch Regidraco for now.
Yes,
that's cool, and that means Reggie will be on the next round of these elite raids or whatnot. That's kind of neat. Again, can't really be shiny. I don't know how good it is PvP or otherwise.
People are pretty much bashing it, and to me, I was like, my whole focus when we did it was I was like, first of all, safety is the most important thing.
Yes.
I was like, with all the driving, I was like, you better utilize your co-pilots, whoever's shotgun, you better take their phone. Me, I could drive pretty much one-handed, so I was still battling.
Still
like,
vibe, yeah.
I was like, but my co-pilot, his name was Chris, he took the phone for me, and so he was playing whatever account. I was like, here, play. I'm going to be tapping. And I was like making sure everyone was safe, of course, because I didn't want to lose people who were part of our raid train. And then obviously getting there, it's just like battle, hop in, and we did that so seamlessly. And from what I saw, like the battling part was way easier, and people were like, well, it's the typing, it's this. I'm like, it could be that, of course. I just think Niantic was definitely just nicer this time, because no matter what the Pokemon is, Niantic always has a potential to just make that shit exponentially harder.
Yes.
And it wasn't this time. So even, I think we had a group of like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think, no, maybe 6 or 7. But they were still able to take it just as fast as we took it with like 20 people.
Right.
So that's where I was like, I just think it was a lot better to take.
Yeah.
And I hope Regidraco, or that's how you say it, right? Regidraco is going to be similar, where you just use your ground types, because he's a pure electric, right? Yeah. So you use your ground or whatever type, whatever's best against electric. I always forget, because I normally am like, Pikachu's invincible.
Ground types for sure.
All right.
So if you got your Groudon from
Garchomps,
Garchomps, yeah. No, I was just saying like the primal Groudon or whatever.
Oh, he'll be a fun one.
But yeah, like I said, I was glad to see that it was a better fight than Hoopa.
Yes.
Hoopa was terrible.
That's all I kept referencing. I was like, this is so much better.
But again, I was still impressed and happy that our community was able to get together and do that well. Because again, I was just seeing it didn't seem to go well elsewhere.
Yeah, especially because I was looking at other parts of Colorado, and people, again, I always advocate to coordinate earlier rather than the day of. So I was seeing people trying to put up raids like, oh, who wants to do this in Westminster? Who wants to do this in Arvada? And I hope those people got to fight it. Mm-hmm. But I just to me, that just seems so stressful, waiting till the day of to figure out your plan. Yeah. Like for Aurora Masters, we were coordinating the night before. We knew what teams were going to be out there. I'm glad the teams kind of initial planning worked out well.
Yeah.
And then even when it came to the 2 p.m. one, we didn't end up making the 4th one because we were just all collectively at AMC. Mm-hmm. AMC must have had like 50 plus people there.
Yeah.
Because there was 3 raids that were perfectly right there. That was the one shitty part about the raid waves that they had. Mm-hmm. Was they should have did like what Hoopa did and just had them all present. And I don't know what it was, but this time around they did like the 11s, the 2s. Apparently 5 o'clock just wasn't even there because no one saw it.
Yeah, so that was gonna be my next bit, and it was so buggy in that regard. Like New Zealand, they had to do a redo,
and even that messed up,
and even that got fucked up. Yeah, so the fact that you have 3 around the same area AMC and you're able to hit all those is amazing, because again, the reports that I was reading was essentially like they weren't even seeing spawns. Like in Hawaii, for instance, there was like 1 on Oahu, like the big
just
one raid on Oahu.
Yeah, and see
in like in other parts of like apparently across like 5 different counties in Jersey there was no raids.
Yeah, see, to me, and that's why I was like, I just suggest, like, if they have a raid egg, to me, it should be every gym. I think it's stupid that they were still having other raids going on.
Right. And like if you really want people, they want the people to go out there in person.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Make it worth my while.
And I know that another kind of side aspect of it was they're trying to push campfire more.
Oh, we definitely use campfire.
And they were like, they want to get...
just to spot shit.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, that's a decent way to use it. But they want to try to push campfire even more. And I felt like they were hoping that, hey, maybe if we only have X amount of raids in this area, people will just use campfire to find the raid and then coordinate how to do it or something like that. That's what it felt like. All I know is... the typical means and methods weren't working.
Yes.
For other people or for other areas. So I think it was nice that we were able to get the spawns and that we had a good crew to be able to go do them.
Yeah.
But like from what I was seeing, that's why I was asking you earlier. I was like, how did you feel about it? Because like it didn't seem to go very well for other people.
I felt our team did exceedingly well. The 11 a.m. group, fucking solid driving. We were pretty much in sync with each other, and we were able to. We almost made it to a 6th raid had it not been for that freaking light on Chambers and Hampton.
Yeah,
like we were gunning, and other people. I think how I was described, I was like Skip but safer. Uh-huh. So you remember Skip? He moved away, but like. Because everyone was like, yeah, he would have just blown that red light. I was like, I'm not going to blow a red light. I'm going to go my speed limit and do what I need to do. And especially because I had people in my car who normally don't ride with me, so I was more concerned with their safety.
Right.
But the fact, like, we got through 5 raids rather quick, and they were decently spread out, I was really surprised. Because, like, with Hoopa, you were only able to do 3 because he was such a pain in the butt to fight, and he was such a pain in the butt to catch.
Yeah.
I was able to do the catches much easier this time around. What I had seen in, like, Hong Kong, where, like, people were having luck when Reggie would basically headbutt the screen to throw a curveball as he was starting to reverse. And that's how I got a lot of my catches, was that. And the fact it dropped a lot of fucking golden razzes. It even dropped puffins. So that shit was helpful for the raids. I was like, we actually got good items.
Yeah. I like the item pool. Now, did the rare spawns ever come?
No, I didn't even focus on that.
I know.
We were moving.
Because that was another thing. They wanted to try to do the rare spawn thing.
Oh, no. Fuck that. Don't even waste your time.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I should have the option to waste my time and do that. Even if you did waste your time, they weren't there. That was my point. Is like people weren't seeing any rare spawns.
Oh yeah, well I don't think they promoted that at all as a feature. If they did, I completely glossed over it because we were just start raid, like dodge, like we were like dib and diving, like we were out.
Yeah,
and it went well. The 2 p.m. one, we all just stayed at AMC. There's so much construction going on over there. It was just, and we just walked. So we parked, we walked to the furthest raid. There's so many other groups, and I know part of them were Facebook people. And the reason I say they were probably Facebook folks is because they didn't engage people.
Mm-hmm, but the people,
the Discord folks were like, for the most part, we were talking with each other. But you could tell just clusters who were like, oh, there's a cluster here, and it was kind of like, it might have like happening, like when they all just kind of converge on one spot. Yeah. That's what it kind of felt like. But we still did great. Like, I think everyone who was there, again, thank you for all the help that was there. We saw some faces I haven't seen in a while. Like, I saw the one and the only Steven's best friend. Starts with an A.
Oh, yeah?
I won't say the names. But I saw her there, and I just kind of laughed. And, it was just nice. And then we just kind of stayed around. And again, 30 minutes is not enough, and I will always say that for this. It should be a raid hour, not a raid 30 minutes.
For real.
Because it just makes it harder. But thankfully, my ultimate goal of making sure everyone caught at least one was achieved.
That's awesome.
Fluffy D actually got a perfect one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I was glad she caught that. It was actually the last one we did in the 11 a.m. run. So that was fucking awesome. But the other thing that we talked about the most outside of just the coordination was also just getting social again. Mm-hmm. I was talking with Mossy, I was talking with Fluffy D about that, about what can we do to get the community back in general, because it was just nice to see people like the Chris guy who I mentioned. Was like, wow, this is kind of like what it was before COVID. I was like, yeah, everyone was like converging. Obviously it is. And it takes people getting out of their element, out of the comfort zone. So, like, for me, yes, I can socialize, but it still takes some guts for me to just hop out of my car and stand there and wait for people to come and just walk up to me. Because, I don't know who you are. So, unless you announce yourself, you could be stranger danger. I'm getting nervous. But then, thankfully,
Joe
people,
did get stabbed during...
Yeah, Joe did legitimately get stabbed. But that was a couple years back. But so like when people were showing up, I'm standing outside of my car, And they're like, "Are you JackJack?" I'm like, "Oh, thank God. Yes, I'm
Are
JackJack.
you JackJack?
Yes,
Oh.
I am the one, the only JackJack 1620." But so kind of doing that, and then as people were getting there, people would see familiar faces come out of the cars, and then again, it takes that initial push to be like, "Hey, team," and like shout out, make sure people can hear you. That could be nerve-wracking for people, so it is nice to have people kind of spirit. I got a lot of thank yous for the coordinations. I was like, hey, happy to help. People were even hitting me up for 5 o'clock. They're like, hey, Jack, there's this going on. I'm like, I am not even out there.
Right.
But I was telling them, they're like, have you seen any 5 p.m. raids? I was like, I didn't see any.
No.
But best of luck if that's the time block that you tried. And again, it doesn't sound like there were any.
Yeah, no, I think there was a big mishap there. And
yeah, but I also got contacted by more folks, like people at Anshoots, who are like, hey, we do raids here. Thanks again for coordinating stuff. Like, I didn't even see them like responding and stuff, but it's clear. That's one thing I always forget about Discord is the fact like people can read it, but not always comment. Yeah. So people fully acknowledge what you're doing. They just might not say a word.
No, it's true. And like sometimes, most of the time, I just respond in like the little reaction emojis or whatever. I don't actually talk a lot of the time. But I mean, no, it's nice to see people being social. I know we wanted to do more social things this year in general. One thing that I'm still trying to work on is like the PvP tournament, kind of lab stuff.
So Metro Pool said they would be willing to sponsor like a barbecue.
Yeah,
and help out with that. And we talked about Piper in and everything too, because that was so much fun. I was like, "Fuck yeah, it was!"
Yeah,
and they're like, and it was right before COVID, but
yeah. March just got really busy for me, so it hasn't been. I haven't really been able to kind of sit down and kind of fine tune those details. But that's something we want to do. Another pseudo social event we're talking about. The new item that came out recently for a what is it? Paldean Pokemon is Gimmighoul, little ghost.
Gimme.
So if you remember back in the day, those that might not have known for whatever reason, it's a little dude. He has a coin, and when you first got it, it had just question mark coin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That Pokemon's called Gimmighoul. It came out in the Gen 9 stuff, which is Scarlet Violet. And it's a little ghost type, collects coins. You need 999 of those coins to evolve it into Golden Go. And then just as a little fun fact, in Scarlet Violet, Golden Go is completely fucking broken. But
he is.
But anyway, in order to get him in Pokemon Go, very similarly, you have to have 999 Gimmighoul coins, and the best way to do that is there's an interactivity between Pokemon Go and Scarlet and Violet on the Switch, in which case you send a postcard of all things to Scarlet Violet, which is interesting because...
I still haven't been able to get those fucking Vivillons.
I was going to say, based on which postcard you send, it's supposed to give you Vivillons. The Vivillons should spawn in a certain area in Scarlet Violet, and then you should be able to catch them. So then people have been using it to shiny hunt different prints of Vivillons in Scarlet Violet, because it's really easy to do shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet.
It's super fucking awesome.
And then so once you get postcards from different areas, different regions, which we have pretty much one of each region, that you can get that Vivillon. Those Vivillon prints will spawn in Scarlet Violet, so you just shiny hunt those. So that's how people have been using that engine. Now, every 5th, I think that's been the science on it. Every 5th postcard you send, you get it's called a golden lure, and it works just like a mossy lure or other lures that you put up on Pokestops. And essentially, it drops when you spin it, you get a bunch of items. And you get Gimmighoul coins. And I think every time you spin it, you can get I think it's between 19 or 18 and 30 coins or something like that. Sweet Jesus. So that's every 5 minutes, you're getting up to 30 coins, which, again, you're trying to get 999 to get this evolution. It's not like you can pour candy in it. You can't do anything like that.
Yeah, you can't walk it to get coins.
And so, like... and then while you're doing that, if you're doing your, when you get the, I forgot to even mention, when you send the postcard over, you get the coin bag.
Yes.
And then so Gimmighoul starts spawning around you like Meltan.
I wish.
They don't spawn very well.
No, you get like maybe 4.
It's like a little. It's
4 or 5.
I don't know what the coding is on it. It's supposed to be kind of like an incense, or if you're walking more, you're supposed to see more. But like
whack.
But like the other, I was gonna say the other bit on that is I think if you're catching them while a golden lure is active or around a golden lure, if you hit like excellent throws, you get more coins from catching the gimme ghouls.
Ooh.
So just keep that in mind if you want to do a combination golden lure and your coin bag,
Double goldens.
and try your best to hit the excellent throws because that's the way to get
He's
more
so small.
to get more coins. And so what we're thinking is if we get enough people in the community, say 6-7 people, get out to AMC or a park somewhere that has a nice abundance of stops
Yes.
that everyone can drop one of their golden lures on because I think they last an hour on base.
Shit.
Then you can get.
We could do heroes.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen
So
some
there's 2 stops there.
I've seen some instances where people have gotten from no coins to a golden go in one kind of sitting.
Whoa.
So it's really cool. I think it'd be a fun social event. Try to get people out if they're interested in this Pokemon. Golden Go is just it's a weird looking dude. Kind of looks like the Capri Sun. The Capri Sun thing they had back in the 90s, if people remember that.
You could tell our age from this.
Like the Silver Surfer, but Gumby. But anyway, I like Golden Go. It's it's an opportunity. It's kind of a rare Pokemon at this point, but it's a lot of fun, and it's just another layer of something social we can do. So maybe look out for any signs on that, and we'll start trying to coordinate that. So,
yeah, and even right now, like I had put up something. I called it the Gimme Ghoul and Meltan Switch Assist. I'm trying to do a survey right now, and only 6 responses thus far for people. Majority looking for Gimme Ghouls, and trying to figure out what day of the weeks would be best to help out folks, and what areas would be best to like meet up. Because I have a Switch, I don't mind getting extra pavilions. I'm also doing the regional Pokemon lottery as well. I'm hosting that to help people get regionals. So if you're on Aurora Masters, go to local announcements and try to do those surveys. Or if you're on Festival Plaza or any of the Aurora Facebook Pokemon pages that I support, I'll put it that way. The survey is probably there for either one. But yeah, because not many people have Switches. I don't expect people to go and invest in a Switch just for Gimme Ghoul or just for Meltan. That's silly. I have a Switch purely because I like the Game Boy games as well, so that's why.
Well, and Scarlet Violet was fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's
Despite
glitchy,
bugs.
but it's super
bugs,
fun.
But it's really fun.
So yeah, if you want that, definitely you could. If you're confused on where to find it, you're on Discord. DM me at JackJack1620, and I can point you in the right direction. Or if you're on like the Facebook pages that we've mentioned before, Festival Plaza, Poke Extreme, Pokemon Go, Aurora. I believe I posted up the surveys on there too for both of those things.
Yeah.
But again, like Justin's saying, like we definitely want to try to do more social things. If we could do a Gimme Ghoul Golden Hour, that'd be dope. And get people out there, coordinate with people who have it, and just be like, hey, let's save it. What day of the week? Maybe we do it on like, I don't know, the first or third Friday or Saturday of the month, or maybe the hour following like community day or something.
Yeah. Especially now we're heading into spring and summer.
Yeah, now that we had to deal with daylight savings.
But it's not going back. We're stuck at this time forever. In Colorado.
Forever? It does, because it's fall forward.
It will not fall back in...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they passed the bill here in Colorado. Daylight savings time is the forever time.
That's official?
Yes.
So that was the last one?
Yes.
Yay!
It's the last time we're fucking our clocks up.
Yay! I was literally like, I guess I'll just wait for this to go to fall. Well, that's kind of dope. All right. But, fuck yeah. See, that's what voting gets you. It gets you the end of these clock setting bullshits.
Right. But anyway, point is like, so we'll have a lot of opportunities to do some pretty cool stuff heading forward with that. So yeah, go ahead. I think so you had the regional lottery. It's pretty interesting. So we caught hatched an asinine amount of regionals. Oh my
god, I still have so many Torkoals and Relicants. And I saw people like asking for them, and I'm like, just go to the survey. We could help you.
Yeah, sign up for that. I think I love the shiny regionals. I mean, I know they're a little rare.
Did you still have that extra Relicanth?
Yeah, I have a Relicanth.
I didn't
little
hatch.
teal
I didn't
Relicanth.
get one.
It's so cute.
I was so sad.
I
Even
love
my
the
last
coloring.
9 eggs.
No shiny Relicanth.
No shiny. I got 3 shiny Tropius.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, I got my dino, so I was fucking stoked. I got 1 shiny Torkoal on both accounts. So Chris has got the perfect.
Okay.
Then I got just like a regular boy, but still glorious.
See, I got the Torkoal and the Relicanths, but I did not get a Tropius. So I'll trade the Relicanth for a Tropius if possible.
Okay. But
anyway, but no, I love that the teal on that the Relicanth is so cool.
It's gorgeous.
But anyway, if you want an opportunity for those or any of the other regionals that are part of that, I think that's a really cool one. And then if we can help out with the Switch Meltan boxes or these the Golden Go coin bags and try to get the golden lures.
And the other thing,
really
random side note, is I know some folks who had extra Snorlaxes with the cowboy hats. If you're one of those people, can you hit me up? Because I know I'd like to do some sort of special thing for you to help you shed those so you're not having to carry all of them forevers. Because it'd be sweet if we could do something like that too, to where you can trade to get one of those from someone who's wanting to share them.
Yeah.
So.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So we have that going on, and then, obviously Niantic's gonna slambo jambo us with more events.
Yeah.
Including Community Day. So this Community Day that's actually coming up, one that's a little divisive, I think, just because some people are like, oh, it's boring. I think it's awesome. It's gonna be the 2 Slowpoke. So there's Cantonian and Galarian Slowpoke. Mm-hmm. Cantonian Slowpoke, the one we all know, pink. A slight off pink for the shiny.
See, and I passed him up before.
Yeah, like a shiny one?
Yeah, so that's where I'm looking forward to this, because obviously Galarian is a lot easier. His shiny is pretty much all yellow.
He's like a golden Slowpoke, yeah.
Yeah, so to me that's what they should have did for Cantonian, but, shots missed, whatever. I'm just looking forward to, like you're saying, all the shiny forms, getting that Dex entry done.
Yeah.
I also, of course, everyone knows I'm a sucker for Pokemon Home.
Yeah.
So being able to transfer all those boys to Home is going to be glorious too. Because I think did I tell you? So I went through my shiny decks for Home and Go.
Yeah.
Out of the 1,000-something Pokemon that are there, I only have 300 I need for shiny forms. Oh shit!
Okay.
For the most recent, I only need 300 more.
You only need 300 more. I thought you said you only had 300 that you need, and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
That sounds weird. Phrasing. No, I only need 300 out of the 1,000 Pokemon that are there.
It is kind of amazing how Pokemon Go has helped fill up
so
people's
much
shiny dexes.
Yes.
Because in the recent Pokemon games, like on Switch or Game Boy or DS or whatever, shiny hunting has become a lot more accessible, a lot more manageable. Again, Scarlet Violet, pretty easy to shiny hunt.
And see, I'm still waiting for them to connect that to where we can send stuff from.
Yeah, they're still
Scarlet
trying to connect that to Home.
Yeah, because I still have shinies on there that I haven't included in my roster.
Yeah, but like Pokemon Go, a little under the radar, is very good for getting shinies. Obviously.
Hell yeah!
So it's a really good way, and eventually, I assume they're going to keep supporting this game because it's their big money maker, and they spend probably a shit ton of money to have access to the IP for Pokemon Go, so they want to make sure that they continue those revenues. I can't imagine they wouldn't hit all Pokemon eventually being released in the game, and then all of them eventually being able to be shiny.
Yeah.
Whether that's 10 years in the future, who knows?
I wonder if Niantic, random side note, if they're going to pair it with the other game they're coming out, Peridot.
Yeah.
If they're going to have that. Because I do want to download it, because I want to see the full extent of what Niantic had planned. Because, again, we've always talked about it jokingly, but also seriously, of like, what did Nintendo or Pokemon have? What blood oath did Niantic take with them to where they can't do their own stuff? And what does it look like when Niantic can do their own stuff? What does it really look like? Because I really want to see what Peridot has. That's going to be... It kind of looks like... It's going to be like Pokemon in a sense, but what we would have wanted it to be. So it's like you can have variations. They interact with your environment. You could change them up. They have more emotional range. So I'm kind of curious if they might do some like crossover like they did for the fashion event of like, oh, if you have Peridot and you do this, you'll get this special Peridot hat. Or you'll get these, or maybe that's where, and my hope is, maybe in Peridot you can have an easier way to submit stops than going through
Similar
maybe
with Ingress.
yeah, maybe that can be their alternative of like we have this in-game thing that we're using to where you could submit it based on whatever. I don't know. Because we're talking about that. I think me and Mossy were talking about perks they should give J1 players because everyone brings up the permanent or the infinite incubators. I was like, I know. They need to. There needs to be some set of rewards for us.
Give me an infinite super incubator.
Or something. Or maybe we get more higher potential for the golden lures or something. Or
shiny charms.
Yeah.
If your count is 5 years plus old.
Yes.
Here's a shiny charm or something
and
like
you've
that.
supported... I think someone put up, and I was laughing, something I want to talk to you about. Someone's like, I've spent $2,313.40 on this game. And I looked, and they've been playing since October 2016. And I was like, that's actually pretty low.
If you do the math, like how
it's only like 37 a month.
Split it into months. Yeah, I was like, oh, how many times have I just thrown like 50 at
100
at a box or 4 boxes and coins and stuff?
Yeah,
you know?
easy. That's what I looked at. I was like, that's not really much.
So,
and it's like it all ultimately depends on how you value your money.
Yeah, I wonder if there was like if there's a tracker like on your thing that's like you've spent this much on this app or something like that.
I'm sure Apple would have that.
Well, it depends. So I've played on different devices. So I had an Android, had an Apple. I played on both or whatever. So I don't know how that would do. It's funny because in a very similar fashion, you know, League of Legends is a free-to-play game, but you can buy cosmetics like skins and stuff for your champions that you're playing.
Yeah,
and you can even buy champions to unlock them and stuff like that. But there's like a bunch of weird third-party sites that somehow track some of that data. So it's like you've spent X amount of dollars on League of Legends, and you know, like my friends are at like $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever, you know, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh. There's also one that's like you've played League of Legends for what equates to like 400 days of your life or something like that.
It tells you that. It reads you to filth like that.
Yeah.
That'd be upsetting.
So I wonder, that'd be hilarious to see Pokemon Go stats. It'd be terrifying, but also hilarious.
I want to actually see it because to me, I think it'd be good to know.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I think it'd be a fun little exercise, maybe even a challenge.
Yeah, like because honestly, that was one of my things is I want to spend less on the game. Obviously, when it came to like Go Tour, I definitely went balls to the wall there. I knew I would. But since then, I've actually been more proactive gymming because now. Back at my home office, there's a gym right there.
Oh.
So it gives me more incentive to show up early so I can spend the 8 hours and 20 minutes to get my full 50 coins, knock myself out, and put in another team. So then I just do that. So
it cycles? Because no one else is going out to that
No
gym?
one else is going to fight it. So it's perfect. Now I know how Dan feels.
Can you dox your... I need you to dox that gym location for the people.
To dox it? What does that mean?
Give me the location information.
Never.
He knows this. He has the secret sauce.
Yeah, you can't know where I work.
He's the secret sauce.
But no, so that's like my new goal is like trying to do that to rotate all my babies.
Yeah.
Because having a lot of baby accounts, I don't want to spend. I actually spent I think $20 recently to change all their teams.
Oh really?
So now I'm just repping purely Instinct and Valor.
Oh, you made sure all the blues got changed?
for the most part, yeah. Because it's hard to like try to switch them out. And the only reason I really did it was because I had Remy's account.
Yeah.
And now Remy took his back and doesn't even play it anymore. So I'm just like, but I basically returned full access to him.
Yeah.
So now I'm just playing Chris's account, it's Valor.
Yep.
Usually he was all by himself in the gym, so they're quick to knock him out. So I'm like, no mas.
So some of these other Darth babies can be
Valor so they can
instead.
grow the Legion. The Legion of Darths can grow stronger.
A good representative of Valor as opposed to some of the other Valor players we have to deal with.
Yeah, you know, I'm still nice. I wish other Valor players could maybe follow my mindset and follow my motto, but who knows? Is there hope for Valor? Is there hope for their future? To where they're not trash?
No.
They could be better. You could be better as individuals.
Valor
Collectively, I don't know. Something happens.
Could always be better. That's true.
What happens to them when they get in one collective?
I don't know.
They become a joke.
No.
That's what you call a group of Hourz, a joke.
A joke? Okay,
Yes.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And
Well,
then,
I would call a group of instinct players something, but there's never a group
like
of them,
sadness,
so- yeah, there's just like
emo kids,
it's like 3 of them.
a meme.
Yeah, a meme. There's a joke, a meme, and then there's a mistake, and that's
Yep,
mistake.
that's mistake.
No, but no, that was funny. No, I was just going through and what I was talking about earlier. So it was at Pogo Central on like Twitter or whatever.
All right.
So here's some of these silly fucking archetypes that I just thought it was kind of funny. So the first one they had on here was the Raider, and they show like a fucking trainer with a bunch of cash and raid passes.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. The trainer's Pokemon storage is 80% legendary Pokemon, new legendary Pokemon in raids, question mark. They'll be all over that. Is Lugia returning for the 125th time? They're going to do it. I didn't think we counted as the Raiders. Like, we'll raid them, but we don't raid that much.
I've heard of people that are.
There are some legends. The next is the Gym Hog.
Valor? Are they Valor?
This one is Valor,
See?
and they have a photo of the seagull
Mine?
from Finding Nemo. Mine?
Mine?
Whether they live on the gym is a walk away, or they have to drive 20 kilometers to it, this trainer will claim that gym as their own every day. Every hour of every day.
Yeah, Meadowwood Park or Mission Viejo Park. You're always there.
The lucky one. This is Chris's account. It even shows the shiny Mewtwo.
Yep.
A perfect
Gang,
shiny
gang.
Mewtwo. The kind of trainer that infuriate the entire community. They'll log on once a week, pull off the shundo from nowhere, and then leave.
Accurate as fuck.
This is the one I was laughing because I was like, oh, this is kind of like Jack. The Pogo Pro. Multiple accounts, plays every event, knows how to maximize gains throughout an entire city or like a route. And then they say that a 10-hour grind session is light work. Obviously, sounds like you want to work on that,
do that.
but it's doable. And then it shows like a backpack and a battery pack and
The fucking
and
accuracy.
the multiple phones and multiple accounts.
Amazing.
The next one, the social media player. I don't really know anyone like this.
That one dude who is doing the YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Every shiny and perfect encounter is posted to social media. Recognizable face on Pogo's official posts. Fairly casual on the game as more time is spent on Twitter. So it's just like a dude says, oh my god, I gotta post this. It's not a shiny unless I get the shiny sparkle screenshot. Stuff like that. Pretty silly.
Wow.
The Pokemon couple, commonly found in most communities, always out with each other during events, frequently trading with each other, typically the trainers with the most lucky Pokemon.
I beat them.
It's
I know
true.
I do.
And then the complainer complains about everything.
Yes.
I haven't gotten the shiny after 6 raids. I caught like 25 Pokemon today, didn't even get a shiny. Hashtag dead game. Pay to play, I'm quitting.
Yep.
Rubbish event. This event's trash.
They need the filthy casual,
Filthy casual.
the one that just plays to play, that doesn't know anything, but still likes the game.
Yep.
What's the other one? The purist.
The purist.
They need the purist for someone who doesn't use scanners or associate themselves with them because they're better, and they have to use the photo from Twilight where the vampires are looking down at everyone like they're peasants.
Yeah.
That has to be part of their photo.
Okay.
But I think that'd be accurate.
All right.
Because the purists are definitely out there.
Oh, for sure.
And then you have like the wild cards who just... Well, no, I wouldn't even say wild cards because there's not many of
What
them
about the
left.
self-proclaimed Pokemon Masters?
Oh, goodness.
But no.
No, they need to have a Regina George one.
Regina
Where they're
George.
like, they're popular, but it's not for the reasons they want to be popular.
Right.
I think they need a Regina George category.
Okay.
I think that'd be ideal. Anyone who hasn't seen Mean Girls, educate yourselves, all right?
You don't even go here.
Go here. They're like, you don't? Like, no, I just have a lot of feelings.
Right.
Like, get out of here. No one wants you here.
But yeah, no, like I said, I think one of the nice things we kind of experienced. I think going back to it, Go Tour Hoenn had a couple weeks to kind of reflect on it. I think it was a lot of fun. I think it was worth it. Everyone
Everyone said the Sunday was like fucking popping.
Sunday was the poppin' day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe next time we just do both days.
Well, even doing the in-person one, the global, second day was awesome. It was just super casual. I was just glad the weather here cooperated. I was worried.
Yeah. Because our weather's been a little fucky recently.
Yeah, and even for like the raid stuff, I'm hoping for. They say, like, I haven't even checked the weather in Colorado because, it's so...
Well, it's supposed to be Thursday. It's supposed to be gross.
Yeah. Is it supposed to rain or snow or both?
Snow on Thursday.
It's just going to...
Wednesday's supposed to get colder.
It's just going to be slushies.
Slushy.
It's 40% chance of snow potentially on Thursday.
Oh, Wednesday's actually supposed to be pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's the raid hour.
Saturday is going to be cold. Yeah. So wear a fucking jacket, wear some sweats. But we'll probably be at... Well, not probably. We will be at AMC. I still have to make the pins and do all that pressing, so that's going to suck. But maybe I'll bring out the hand warmer stuff.
Oh, good idea.
I definitely do not have a hot cocoa maker because hot liquid scare me.
I was going to say that just seems like a hazard.
Yes. Having to find a plug-in for that would just be nightmarish. But yeah, we will have snacks. I don't think there'd be a point to having drinks because it's cold and you don't need to hold the cold water. But yeah, highly advocate that you guys come out. We'll be actually supporting Aurora Warms the Night. So it's a coalition that helps out. That's goal is to end homelessness in Colorado by providing support to those who are dealing with homelessness. So if you could come out, show some support, donate if you would like, that'd be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, no, that'll be a good cause for sure.
So especially because we'll be experiencing the cold that day.
Literally that day.
Yeah, so it worked out nicely.
No, I'm excited for that. I think that'll be really fun.
Yeah, and then afterward, we'll probably go get food. So if you want to join us,
grub.
I'm feeling like pho might be the thing because it'll be a cold ass day.
I'm always down for pho.
Hell yeah! So
and my mouth started healing. So.
Yeah, I was hearing you got like fucking teeth yanked out of your skull. So long
story short, I had never gotten my wisdom teeth removed.
Are you serious?
When I was supposed to get them out when I was 21.
Oh my god!
And I never did that.
If you're like a teenager, get that shit yanked now.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. It's not that bad. I mean,
also, if you get to see your teeth, they look really fucking cool.
Mine are gnarly.
Dude, were yours like super long?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like, that came out of my head.
So,
like, yes.
like a month and a half ago, I got the upper left side done.
Okay.
So it was the wisdom tooth and the molar next to it because the molar next to it had basically started getting fucked up.
Oh, damaged by it.
And so they had to take them both out. Well, I had the same issue on the right side, the upper right side. So they didn't want to do them all at the same time, which you can do if you want. They wanted me to be able to have like a good side to eat with, essentially. So they're like, we'll only do it one at a time. So they did this side, and then about a month later, they did the other side. So week before last week, not too long ago, I did that, and it's healing fine now. But the first night was
fucking gnarly,
gruesome. Yeah, I won't go into too much specifics here. If you want to hear the story, I'll chat with you at Pokemon Go Community Day this Saturday.
I'll tell you the stories.
It was fucking gnarly. Yeah, I'll tell you that here in a second.
Bad news bears.
But essentially, yeah, no. Take care of your teeth.
Yes.
You only get a certain pair. Like, yeah, you can do veneers or whatever. Just. It's the only part of your skeleton you get to wash normally, so do that.
Oh yeah, that is a weird fact.
And you need them to eat and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know people.
And they could also lead to a lot of serious bodily harm.
Yeah.
And also just know, even if you're healthy, your teeth can die. That's
Fact.
a random note. I think I had one that died on its own, and when they drilled into it, I imagine it's what the Walking Dead people feel like, because it was decay. It was nasty, to where even the nurse was like, and I'm like, I am so sorry. She's like, it's not your fault. Teeth just die. So that also just happens to. Random side note. But yeah, no, going back to the whole community stuff and just go, and whatever player you are, whatever you proclaim to be, we hope to see you more out in the field. Obviously, everyone's seen kind of the posts with Regidraco being the way it was in person. There's definitely a lot of issues coming up with people, especially with mobility issues, which makes perfect sense. And I think they're pretty much the only people who should be able to complain specifically are the people who do not have the ability to be as mobile as everybody else. Makes perfect sense. To me, I wish Niantic would do something to help these players out to where they can somehow have some sort of identifier in the game. Very similar how there's like a kids version. I'm not saying there has to be an ADA version, but if there could be something on your option saying, hey, I have a wheelchair, I have mobility issues, and you could check that, I think that'd help. Because for some, it's a permanent thing. Others might be temporary. Who knows? But I think players who need to be able to do remote raids but want to be able to join those big social things should be allowed to. The other people who are just lazy and don't want to get out, you're going to have to start changing your tune.
Well, if you want to keep playing the game.
Yeah, and because again, like, this is just the beginning, and that's what they basically alluded to in their recent news out like thing. We've obviously on this podcast have been saying trainers need to get fucking ready.
Yeah.
And we were even forecasting what we think are going to be elite raids in the future. Mm-hmm. I was surprised it was Regidraco so soon. And again, I think summertime is going to be like Mewtwo X, Mewtwo Y. Yeah. They're going to make that like elite. Like they'll somehow bring back or not elite, EX raids, EX elites. Make it even higher.
Give me the armored Mewtwo.
Yeah. Dude, I would do that in a heartbeat.
But like, yeah. Well, and we still need Mega Rayquaza.
Yeah, well. That's going to be another one that's going to bring all the boys to the bar.
So speaking of which, I don't pay too much attention to data miners because they find stuff that might not even be implemented for a while.
Right.
But one thing I did think was funny was apparently Niantic didn't even add the shiny Jirachi stuff until way after Go Tour because they're like,
no one's gonna finish this mission.
Finished by the time Go Tour starts.
There's no way.
It's pretty grindy.
I just got to the second step today.
Yeah. I still can't.
Thank God all those Wobbuffets.
My initial reaction when reading it, I thought it had to be one of each Pokemon.
Dude, you were so freaking out. I'm like, dude, calm down.
I was like, there's no fucking way. You have to catch all of the legendaries, all of the shit. It's like, no, it's just that much Pokemon from each. Yeah. Anyway, point is,
I was like, the meme I felt for myself was the Saitama, like, okay,
yeah,
like just staring at you, like,
No, I mean, we were pretty toasted by the end of that, but yeah, so my brain probably wasn't functioning properly, but either way, it's a good event. But like, yeah, no, that quest has been grindy. But so they just added that. They did just re-add Primal Raid music.
Okay.
To the game, so I wonder if the Primal Raid / maybe Mega Rayquaza comes out. Not sure.
Hey.
And then the other one that's kind of been on the rumor mill for a little bit they're called Shadow Raids. So there's another raid pass coming. It's going to be 150 coins. And I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's remotable. I don't know if the Shadow Pass counts for both. The Shadow Pass.
Shadow Pass.
Going to the Shadow Realm. To get Shadow Raids? I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, maybe people are complaining they can't beat Giovanni. I don't know.
Some people do have that issue.
What do you think a Shadow Raid would be? Do you think it's to fight Shadow Legendaries?
Maybe. Well, that would make sense because some people haven't had the opportunities. Because I know some people like Nate have been holding out cashing in their Giovannis. But at the same time, once that passes and the next one starts, you only get the one that's like there.
Right.
For the most part. So like I think on one account I had like 3 like Latios because I did it during that window, and I'm like, well, that kind of sucks because what about the other ones? So if they do bring it back, that's cool, but I don't think it would be. I'm hoping it's not going to be like this whole mechanic that we need to do these, like a shadow raid to do X, because I still have a fuck ton of regular passes.
Yeah.
And to me, that's upsetting if they're going to bring in a whole new thing to do it. I hope they treat it like remote raids where you can only hold 3 max, maybe.
I'm assuming so
because it's just annoying.
Again, and this is all speculative, but like apparently they're supposed to cost 150 coins each. So
yeah, and
I assume that means it's going to be limited, or only 3 each.
Like to me, there's other mechanics they can fix. Like you should be able to hold as many rocket piece passes or pieces as you want.
Yeah.
Because you don't get to hold them once you get the radar, which to me is incredibly stupid mechanic. Because to me, if I'm fighting all
those pieces, and then you can connect them to make a radar or whatever.
Yes, I think it's absolutely stupid. I hope they don't go this route because again, not everyone likes to shadow Pokemon because they're so expensive to boost up. Are they going to have better stats? I don't know. But again, that's just another opportunity to blow Stardust that I'm not wanting to do.
Fair enough.
I'll do it for the decks because I do like to keep living dexes of certain things. Like Talon Dan, like I'm trying to keep a double XL and double smalls.
Double smalls.
What would you call double, is it double small?
Well, there's XS.
Or 2XL, so 2XS?
Double XL, double XS, I guess.
Yeah, it just feels weird saying.
That does sound weird. I don't...
Just because I could never wear a double XS.
Yeah, no.
Double XL, so. Obviously we see shirts of that all the time, but double XS just feels weird to say.
It does sound weird.
Unless
you just say extra, extra small every time.
I just say I want the babies. The little ones.
The teeny tiny babies.
So there's babies and little ones, so I want the little ones.
Little ones.
I actually caught a little one Regidraco.
Really?
Yeah.
So it did the little bloop?
Yeah, it did tiny, and I was like,
that's awesome.
So that's one on Chris's. I'm going to have to lucky trade it myself.
That's so funny.
But, yeah, so I'll just probably do it for the Dex entry.
Yeah, no, I'm curious. Like I said, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Curious to see how it rolls out.
It just seems like a weird move for them, to be honest.
I mean,
but again, Niantic, I don't know what their logic is or what the blood oath they signed. The children they had to sacrifice to get Pokemon, so
must be great. So we do have. Oh, there's one more note that I don't know if we mentioned for the Slowpoke community days, which was that usually to get Galarian Slowking or Galarian Slowbro, you need to you have to have your Galarian Slowpoke as a buddy. And then you need to catch 30 poison Pokemon. For Community Day, they're going to change that to where you're only catching 30 Psychic Pokemon. So I want to double down on Psychic is the type that's most important. Yes. So if you're going to Mega something, Mega a Psychic type, not a Water type.
So do Alakazam, do Gardevoir, do Metacham, do Latios, do Latios.
Ooh, Mega Metacham. That's a new one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's actually gorgeous.
It's really cool. I like the shiny of it.
Dude, super yes,
cool.
It's smooth. I was
shiny Mega Metacham is badass. Yeah. But yeah, so then you'll be able to catch the 30 Psychics and go from there. So just keep that in mind. I think it's super exciting. What else you got for the people, Jack?
Other than that, just stay safe, be smart. Hope to see you guys out with raids. I think my biggest comment is don't just kind of wow out in those raids. Like if someone says follow the leader, try to follow them. When you just run ahead, it just feels weird.
It's kind of weird.
Because I watched a couple people do that, and I was like, "Por qué?"
Well, especially if you're there to be part of the group.
Yeah.
And just because, so you're coordinating doesn't mean we're better or anything like that. It's just someone is just taking the initiative to try to gather everyone and get everything going. Because again, some people might not be comfortable with leading or shouting or telling people, hey, this is how you should maybe look at it or something like that. So coordinators aren't there to just lord over people. It's really just to help everyone out, to make the process as smooth as possible.
All right.
But yeah, and if you see someone coordinating, I would just say be courteous and try to follow that lead or help out in any way you can. Because again, they're not there to be better than you. They're there just to help out. And
obviously, take in mind if they're being degrading, that's a fine
line. Right. So I was going to say, obviously, take that with the grain of salt or whatever.
Yeah.
If they are being problematic, beat their ass. I don't care.
We have encountered people back in the day that were super condescending.
For real.
That would scream like the team names and try to have you group into your teams.
You ever heard of Banshee Whale in like ghost videos? Or
yeah, or like exactly on TikTok, she'll hear like the scary music and screams in the woods. That's what she reminds me of.
But yeah, so keep that in mind. I got a question for you.
Okay.
If you could recolor one shiny in all of Pokemon, what would it be and what color would it be?
Gengar. But everyone would do Gengar. So
really?
Yeah, Gengar, make him white. Like to match his Mega.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd definitely be Gengar. If it was one that not everyone wanted to do.
No, you personally.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Shit.
One came to mind for me, and I don't know if we're on the same wavelength here, but I'd be curious to see. For you, specifically.
Would it be Dragonite?
That's a good one. That would be
mine. To make
mine.
him pink?
That would be mine.
Yeah.
I would go with pink or maybe golden.
See, my ultimate one would be Zapdos.
Zapdos?
Change him to all black.
That's the one I was thinking, Zapdos, and kind of in the same vein, Pikachu.
Yes.
If Zapdos was black, my gosh, it'd be so cool.
We're just talking about Regidraco or
Regilucky?
Yes. To make him, instead of just changing his band color, to change him to like a baby blue.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool.
Those would be my options.
Well, that was my random question of the night, so.
Nice.
Awesome.
What about yours? You didn't say which one you would change.
Mine was Dragonite, you said it.
Okay. You would change it pink?
Pink would be great.
What color would you want it?
I would say pink
like
or
purple,
like
so he's Barney.
The problem is like he's already orange.
Yes.
Because I'd kind of go with like a golden dragon.
That would actually be pretty nice too.
Just because you're following the legend, because like it's based off of a Korean dragon. But anyway, okay. I think that one would be one. And if I had to do a a backup shiny, this is a new Pokemon that just came out, the Charcadet line. So it turns into Armarouge or Ceruledge. Those shinies are ass. They're really just the eye color is changed. I would do something just drastically different,
like inversion.
Yeah, like Ceruledge is like, normally kind of like what purple and bluish. Like you said, do the maybe opposite where it's like more orange and red. And then Armarouge becomes purple and blue or something like that. I don't know if you just swap them, or just something a little bit different than just a subtle eye change.
Yeah.
Because the other one in the new Pokemon was Tinkaton, the Tinkaton line. The only thing that's different is the hammer is brown instead of silver.
Whack.
And I was just like, I love that Pokemon, but the shiny is just like so weird. But anyway, just be safe out there. We'll see you this weekend. If you want to hear about my lovely mouse story, we could talk about it. But it was you. That is a proper reaction. No, we love you. Be safe out there.
Bye.
Stay warm. Bye.